Welcome back, Talk family, and thank you so much for joining me on another episode of Talk the Torque. As usual, my name is Desh and I'm your host. And joining me today is Bontle Kenosi. She is the sales executive for Chery Edenvale. She's also one of our nominees for the Motoring Woman of the Year Awards 2023. So when you look at Bontle, you'll see an inspiring, strong woman who's always got a smile on her face. And I guess you need to have that smile and that optimism and enthusiasm when you are in a sales executive position. She's an inspiration to those working with her and to everyone else around her. And I guess this is why they have nominated her for the awards. As a sales executive, Bontle works very, not hard, but smart. And she aspires to someday reach the top of her career. She appreciates whatever life brings her way and always makes the best of every situation. So, without further ado, let's welcome Bontle. And as always, this interview is proudly brought to you by Seriti Solutions, MFC and Avo by Nedbank. Hello, Bontle.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm good, thank you.
Shame, don't lie, you're very nervous.
Yes, I am.
But there's nothing to be nervous about. As I said to you, the purpose of this interview and the purpose of you joining our movement, it really isn't a competition. It's a movement where we use this platform and utilize our platform to inspire and to uplift and to empower women that are in the motoring trade and that want to be in the motoring trade. So that is the purpose. So thank you so much for joining us in our movement.
It's a pleasure.
Okay, so tell our viewers about your journey in our trade.
Okay, I started in 2012. I joined General Motors and I was working as a sales executive. I then moved to Renault in 2016 and I'm currently with Chery Edenvale as a sales executive.
Okay, so how do you feel about this whole movement or this whole initiative that we have in the motoring trade, which is powered by MFC and Avo and Seriti Solutions to uplift women in our trade?
I love it because you guys are giving women a platform. You highlighting what they're doing, and I think it's a very good initiative.
Thank you so much. So what's something interesting you've learned whilst working in the motoring trade? It's been a long time. I'm sure you have lots of stories to tell.
It has, but I've noticed that times are changing. So recently there's two things that I've learned, and first of all, customers are no longer patient. So time kills deals. You need to be fast, efficient, and deliver. That's what they're looking for now. And second of all, teamwork. You need to work with a strong team, because if one person along the sales process isn't doing what they're supposed to do, it's going to tamper with everything. So teamwork and prompt and efficient service. That's what.
No weak links. We need strong links. What's something you're really proud of, Bontle, and why? Except for this nomination, okay?
Contrary to what people would expect me to say, my being a top sales performer is not really my greatest achievement. I would say that handling customers that are skeptical or have objectives, on a daily basis, that are still not sure about our brand, and then seeing them drive out with joy and fulfillment, and that is what I believe I'm proud of on a daily basis.
Wow, that's amazing. And that's what makes you so passionate about what you do. How do you find the strength and the courage to face those days that you are not in the mood to smile? Listen, we all have those days, okay? How do you find that courage?
We all have those days, like you said. So your why needs to be bigger than your what. Why are you doing what you're doing? And you have to be passionate. So anytime I feel like that, I just remind myself why I'm where I am and what I'm doing. And it just puts me back on track.
Wow, that's amazing. Your why bigger than your what. Love that. So what can women do to portray an impression of confidence when asked a question by a client and they have no idea how to answer that question. And listen, we might go for product training, we might know our thing as good as anybody else, but there's always those those moments where we either are not 100% sure and we do not want to relay the wrong message or the wrong information. How does one handle that? How would you handle that?
A lot of people make the mistake of guessing or trying to seem smart in front of a customer and end up giving them wrong information. So instead of doing that, I would explain to the customer that I'm not sure and guarantee them that I'll get them the relevant information. So like I said, if you have a good team, there's always people that most of the time where I work that will be willing to assist. So be honest and tell them, because if you do have some product knowledge and you miss one question, I don't think they'll use it against you. Be honest and find out and give them correct information.
Absolutely. Now, often we as women, we face discrimination in the motoring trade. 2012 is when you began. I was in 2010, and we've seen this transformation taking place. But there's still, women that are discriminated against, especially in after sales, in the workshop, service advisors, they want to still speak to a man. Have you faced any discrimination? How did you handle it?
I think we all face that a lot in this industry because people still find it to be, they still expect it to be male dominated. So we experience discrimination, race, gender a lot. So what you need to do is don't take it personal. So what I usually do, if the customer sees that you have the information that they're asking for and you clued up, your product, they end up becoming more relaxed and comfortable in dealing with you. So don't take it personal. We're still evolving, like you said, but we'll get there.
Absolutely. And any advice for young women that wants to join our trade?
I would say
speak to the matriculants. We have so many matriculants that were on TikTok and Instagram and now are literally joining these old people's Facebook. My kids call it old people's book, but Facebook, they are joining just to watch these interviews, to be inspired by women like you, young females in the rural areas. I travel the country doing motivational speaking, GBV, and rape awareness workshops as well. And they are watching you today. So is there anything you'd like to say to them in terms of coming to join an industry that has so many opportunities for them?
I would say to them, this is the best time to join the industry because a lot of women now are being recognized. And if you're someone that wants to write your own check, you don't want to be bound by a particular salary, this is the best place to be. So go for it.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for, recognizing that this is a movement to inspire, to empower, to uplift, and for just doing the best that you can do in your role so that you become an example to so many young women. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay. Viewers, we would like to thank you for your continued support and encourage you to like and share our content. Our non-profit companies, the Motoring Woman of the Year Awards, powered by MFC and Avo by Nedbank, and the Talk the Torque Studios, sponsored by Seriti Solutions and Avo by Nedbank, are platforms aimed at empowering, uplifting, and celebrating the women of motoring South Africa. We are not just telling stories, we are changing lives. If you are searching for a new or pre-owned vehicle, please visit www.auto.avo.africa. We have a wide range of vehicles on sale for you to choose from. And we only advertise on behalf of reliable and trustworthy MFC accredited dealerships. This car listing portal is user-friendly, and you can also find vehicle reviews, car maintenance tips, and automotive advice, all courtesy of Talk the Torque Studios. So, ladies, I must say, I just leave you with this quote: if there is no struggle, there is no progress. So, ladies, there are many peaks and valleys in our lives. We tend to look at each peak and think, that's it, the journey is over. No, it's not. It's absolutely not. Each peak is a stepping stone to a greater journey. Learn from it and move forward. Rise above it. The journey is life's true reward. No matter what life throws at you, what you make out of it is up to you. And with that, I would like to remind you that the question should never be who's going to let me. It should always be who's going to stop me.